Hi there, crafty peeps. Enis here from Papercrafting with Enis, and I'm on today from the Sequoia National Park, and my husband are here for the last day. Tomorrow we will be traveling back to Fresno, and then the day after that we will be taking a flight home. Luckily, we've had people staying at our house, so everything is safe and sound there, except for, of course, the bad news you know about my sweet Kiki. But anyway, my husband went out on a long walk, and I am not up to doing a super long walk, so I thought I would participate in a tag that I received. And this is a collaboration hosted by Rose from the Rose Life. And by the way, I have a paper here with my notes on it, so if you see me looking off, that's what I'm looking at. And before I actually get into this, let me just show you, I'm sitting on some rocks above all of this over here. Okay, so it's really, really pretty here. There's the parking lot, and there's more hiking trails around. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Hopefully you could see some of that. But anyway, like I said, this is a collaboration hosted by Rose from the Rose Life. And I was tagged by Kim at Kim's Inspired Life, and this is called the 10 Things I Learned as a YouTube Content Creator. Now, I think I probably have more than 10 things here, but maybe we can just sort of combine some of them together. I do want to start out by saying, first of all, I have learned a lot since I started my channel. And second of all, I definitely by any means do not know it all. Okay. There's so many things that I could add to this list, but that would be way, way too much than I want to get into. So I've just sort of narrowed some of it down. And also I wanted to say that I am probably in a different place than a lot of you would like to be. And I know that a lot of you want to be monetized. And at this point in my life, I don't want or need to be monetized. I do still work full time. And I am happy with that until I retire in a couple of years. And then maybe I'll consider it. But for right now, I'm just happy where I'm at. I do watch my numbers. I like to see the numbers going up. But I'm not totally hung up on that, where I'm sure that many of you are a lot more concerned about that than I am. So anyway, with that said, let me get into my list here. So the first thing I want to say to everybody out there is, if you want to start a YouTube channel, do it. It can be a lot of work, but it also is a lot of fun. There are a lot of benefits to it. There are some downsides too, and I'm going to talk a little bit about those, but not too much. But what I would say is, if you want to start a YouTube channel, besides just doing it, try to find your niche or something that you enjoy to do. Your content should reflect who you are and what you think other people will enjoy that you enjoy. Those are the people who are going to follow you. Those are the people who are going to watch your videos. Those are the people that are going to share you. You're going to want to make it something that you enjoy. Hopefully something you know something about, because that way I think your videos are going to produce a lot better. You're going to exude a lot more confidence. And of course, we don't know everything. And so we're going to have some times, and I know I do in my videos, where I say, well, I've never done this before, but we're going to give it a go. And I have fun doing it. And, you know, if I make mistakes, then, hey, you know, I'm showing you what not to do. So anyway, that's my first bit of advice, is to just go ahead and do it. Secondly, I wanted to tell you that you don't need to have a lot of fancy or expensive equipment to get started. I've been doing my channel for, maybe 2.5 or so years now. Probably a little more than 2.5 years. And I'm still recording off of my phone. I do have an Android phone, and I do really, really enjoy the video quality for the most part. Sometimes I have a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, I do enjoy that. Also, I use free editing software. It's also an app on my phone. It's called YouCut, and they do have a paid version, but I only use the free version, and it's enough for me. Now, I probably could do better if I had better equipment or better editing software, but honestly, it's enough for me, and I don't know how much more I can teach myself without having somebody teach me. So that's what I use. I also have a ring light, and recently I did break the original one I had, which I absolutely loved, but it was no longer available on Amazon. So I purchased another one, and I notice it's causing a lot of glare, and I don't like that, but that's what I have, and so that's what I use. hopefully that's not too much of a problem for all of you. Okay, so I would say that lighting is important in having good, clear videos. I do try to edit out some things that I do repeatedly, like I try to minimize the word so, and I know I still use it a lot, and I also try to edit out the ums, because I do that a lot as well. So sometimes you're going to see a little bit of choppiness here and there, but I am doing the best that I can with what I have. Number 3, these things I think are super important, and I definitely do not have it nailed down yet, and that would be your titles, your thumbnails, your keywords, and tags. They are important for the algorithm. They are important for grabbing people's attention. If your title isn't interesting to somebody, they're not going to look at it. And going right along with that, your thumbnail. Okay, so I usually try to, in my thumbnails, show the project that I'm working on, or if I'm using Canva to create a thumbnail, try to do something that kind of explains a little bit about what that video is going to be about. Yeah, those are going to be super important. And like I said, I know I'm not the best at it, but I am learning as I go along. And the importance of that is trying to catch the viewer's attention, because without catching it, they're not going to watch. Okay, so that's really, really important. Also, with your tags and your keywords, you're going to want to use those repeatedly throughout your description. You want them in your title, and you want them in your tags themselves, because that gives the algorithm something to hook onto and push your video out to the people who would be interested in that. Okay, that was number 3. Number 4, don't be afraid to rebrand yourself or your channel if what you're doing is not working for you or you feel uninspired. When I first started my channel, I was showing mini albums that I was creating. I was a new mini album creator, and I thought, I want to share these, and I don't do Facebook a whole lot, so that's why I opted for YouTube. So I started out with that. So if you go way back in my videos, you're going to find some small journals, some mini albums, maybe some card making. So those were some of my first videos that I put out. But I quickly found out that I really, really enjoyed paper crafting. So not long after I started my channel, I decided to rebrand. I made a new name, and I hosted a big contest and giveaway, and it was tremendously helpful in getting me more exposure, making more friends, more subscribers, and it really, really worked out well, and I'm super glad that I did that. I think that really jump-started my channel tremendously, and I would highly recommend it. If you rebrand, or even if you're starting a new channel, do something that's going to get your name out there and have people want to check you out. So yeah, if you want to go back into my videos, go back into Memdex Madness, because that was the giveaway that I hosted at the beginning of, I don't know if it was a giveaway. It was a challenge. It was a challenge that I did. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I got so many entries. I love them all, and I made so many new friends from that. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Number 4, oh, that was number 4. Okay, so let me change the page here. Hang on one second. Number 5. At the beginning of your videos, make sure you give the viewers something that's going to interest them. So what I try to do is I try to give an overview in my video of what my video is about, but I try not to give away everything. So for example, if it's just a project share, then I show the project right up front. But if I'm going to be doing a craft with me or showing something, how to do something later on, I will talk about the project, and then I will have that instruction more towards the end, because that will keep viewers, well, hopefully it will keep viewers watching all the way to the end so that they can see how to recreate something that I've created. So yeah, try to catch and pique your viewers' interest. So that is super, super important. Okay, another one, number 6, post regularly and try to keep your content and your videos relevant to your viewers and your niche. So if you're a paper crafter, paper craft. Now, it's okay to occasionally post something unusual on your channel. I do not show a lot of hauls. I used to show a lot of hauls, but honestly, I got a lot of complaints from people about hauls, and so I do still share some, but I don't share a lot, and that's why I don't. I had, I'm going to hesitate to use this, but I had a hater. I don't know who the person is. I can't block them because I don't know who they are, but if they left a comment, I would block them and delete their comment. But sometimes they'll give me a thumbs down over and over and over again, and it's usually on a Temu haul or hauls similar to that. So you will see fewer of those on my channel, and that is why, because I just, I don't need the negativity any more than anybody else does. So try to keep your videos relevant to your niche and what you know your viewers are going to want to watch. Yeah, you want to do something that's going to keep them coming back and keep them engaged. Okay, number 7. With all of that said, be sure to take breaks when you need to. There are times that I just don't feel like crafting. There are times that, maybe you're sick, maybe you just plain need a break, you've got your busy schedule in the rest of your life, or you have other things that you need to do. Give yourself the chance to take those breaks when you need them. It is important to be recharged and to give you energy to keep going and to continue putting out something that you think people are going to enjoy. If you're burnt out, believe me, if you're sick, believe me, people are going to know that you are off in your videos, and they might not say anything, but they're probably thinking it. And I know that I've seen videos before where I just knew somebody wasn't totally on their game, and once in a while I'll ask them if they're feeling okay, just because, I care about them. So keep that in mind when you're creating. If you need a break, take the break. Let people know, oops, sorry, there's a bug on me. Don't like bugs. Part of being out in the forest is there's a lot of bugs around. Luckily, I haven't seen many mosquitoes because they are my nemesis. But anyway, give yourself permission to take those breaks. It will recharge you. It will help you to feel better, and it will help you to have better ideas and produce more that people are going to be interested in. If you're feeling down or depressed, don't do a video. It will definitely be noticed. Okay, and following along with that, number 8, pre-record videos. Now okay, sorry about that. Somehow I cut off my video. So here we are picking up again with number 8, which follows right on the heels of taking a break when you need to. My recommendation for number 8 is pre-record videos. There are so many benefits to pre-recording videos. Number 1, if you're overwhelmed, if you're busy, if you're sick, you will have content that is ready to go. And that keeps your channel active. Now, that's not always possible. I know that because that happens to me too. And like, for example, this vacation I'm on right now, I was working on that big album for Creating with Jovi for the collab that I was in with her and a design team project. So that didn't give me time to do a lot of other videos and things. Plus, I was at work, and work was super busy because they knew I was going to be gone for a number of days. And so I didn't have time to pre-record a lot of videos, but I would recommend pre-recording videos for those times when you know you're not going to be able to produce content. Besides being able to shoot those videos out on a schedule, if you want to schedule them, or send them out whenever you feel like you want to send them out, if they're pre-recorded and you have filled out all of the background information, and that means your titles, your tags, your description, all the stuff that goes around with pushing out a video, get all of that done ahead of time, because that will give YouTube a chance to let its algorithm do its work, because algorithm is based on all of those things. If you produce a video and you load it up and you post it right away, you are not giving the algorithm a chance to do what it needs to do. So keep that in mind. Now, there are times that I will just post a video right away because something needs to get out, or I'm doing a collab or something and I just finished something. Whatever it is, I may go ahead and shoot a video out right away, but generally I try to wait at least 24 hours because that will give YouTube's algorithm a chance to do its work. And believe me, that helps out a lot. So, pre-recorded videos, that was number 8. Number 9. Okay, this is in our learning, okay? Watch and rewatch your recent uploads as well as some of your older content. And the reason I say that is, number 1, if you're watching your recent content, it's going to show you places you need to improve. For example, like I mentioned earlier, I tend to say certain things over and over and over again. I try to be conscious not to, and when I'm editing a video, I try to edit out as much as I can without disturbing the content of the video. Now, sometimes you might see a little jump, and that's probably because I edited something out. But yes, definitely rewatch your recent content because you're going to learn from your mistakes. And by watching your older content, it's going to show you where you have improved. And believe me, when you watch your older videos, you're going to see a lot of improvement over time. Now, I wouldn't say that my videos are professional by any stretch of the imagination, but they are definitely better than they were 2.5 years ago. I didn't know anything. I mean, believe me, I was as green as they come, okay? So, yeah, do that, because it is going to, sorry for the camera bouncing around. Like I said, I'm sitting here on this rock, and it's hard to hold the pad of paper and the phone at the same time. I wish there was a picnic table here, but there's not where I'm sitting. So, trying to be off in an area where there's not a lot of people and I can have some quiet private time. Okay, so anyway, improving your videos by watching older and recent content is a biggie. And also, in keeping in the learning mode, learn as much as you can from other content creators. Now, I'm not talking about copying their projects. I'm not talking about doing everything somebody else does, because that is not the way to go about it. You need to be your own self, and people will realize that when they watch your videos. What I'm talking about is maybe asking questions, or just finding out how to load a video, how to do better on recording videos, how to get better sound, how to do better tags, how to do better descriptions and thumbnails and stuff like that. I mean, there are content creators out there that you are friends with that you're going to be able to talk to, chat with, however you want to go about it, to find out how to do a better job on many things. Because let's face it, YouTube does not make it easy for us to figure these things out. They do have help sections. Honestly, I don't think it's that easy to find, but they do have help sections. They put out no features. They don't tell us about them, and we figure them out little at a time. Sometimes we never figure them out. They do updates, and it's just, we need more information, and your community of content creators is going to be a huge source of that. Okay, so speaking of the community, get and stay connected with your community. And when I mean that, I'm talking about the people that are in similar niches to yours, or offshoots of that, because those are the people that you're going to be able to connect well with. You'll probably be able to make friends with many of them, and some of them you may not want to be friends with, so just avoid that, because I mean, let's face it, who needs bad juju? Okay, I know I don't. I have enough of my own. But your community is going to be helpful in so many ways. So one of them is you're going to meet a lot of really, really great people. I have made so many friends here on YouTube, and there's a stigma about saying to other people, I've got this friend on YouTube, or I made this friend on the internet, and people look at you like you're crazy. Okay, I do realize there's a lot of scammers out there. I do realize that. So we have to be careful what we're doing, what we're sharing, who we're making friends with, who we give our address to. We really, really need to be careful about that. But as a community, we have to use some discerning knowledge in figuring out who we can trust and who we can bring into our circle. These people are going to be tremendous helps. They're just going to be somebody you can depend on for a lot of things. They're going to help you build your channel, okay? That's another thing too. They are going to be a great source of knowledge. They are going to be the people who are going to join your challenges and your collabs. They're going to be people who you're going to join their challenges and collabs, which actually gives you and them more exposure. So it is going to be a way of not only supporting yourself and your channel, but supporting your friends. And I just think that's such a great way of going about it. So keep that in mind when you're trying to be connected in a community. Oh yes, and in that community, don't be afraid to involve yourself. Be careful, but don't be afraid to involve yourself in those collabs, those giveaways, and things like that. But above all, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't compare your numbers. Don't compare your crafting skills. Don't compare your channel. You are your own person. Everyone is in a different place at a different time. There's going to be crafters who have way more skill than we do, certainly than I do. I mean, believe me, I look at some crafting channels and I'm like, man, when I grow up, I want to be just like them. And then there's other channels that are probably looking at me and going, wow, I can learn a lot from her. But, I don't know where you're at, but I do know that your community is going to be a huge source in building you and your channel. but don't compare yourself. Yeah, so that's that. That was actually my number 11. Okay, I didn't realize I was on number 11. I do have a few more. Okay, I do want to talk about comments. Okay, we all get comments on our videos. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. First of all, I want to say, enjoy the positive comments. Enjoy them, acknowledge them, let people know that you appreciate that they watched your video, that they left you a comment. Please, please, please do that. It is so important to connect with your audience that way and your friends. And then on the flip side, the negative comments, okay, the bad ones. Okay, I've had them, okay? I've had them and they don't make you feel happy. And sometimes they can really derail you for a short period of time. I would encourage you, if you get those kind of comments, not to vent on YouTube or any social media. If you've got to vent, vent privately with your family member, your spouse, someone like that, somebody who you're not concerned that your complaints or whatever is out there on the internet for people to see, because that is not the image that you want to portray to others. So delete, block, and above all, be polite and move on. And that is what I have done with the few people that I've had some issues with. Okay, keep yourself clear of drama. By all means, keep yourself clear of that. Yeah, and when you are connecting with people through your comments, try to build conversations. I know one thing I try to do is in my videos, sometimes I'll say something like, if you try this project, please let me know in my community tab. Leave me a comment down below. Somehow send me a picture, because the new community tab, you can share comments and photos with content creators. And I would just really encourage everybody to use that community tab for that purpose. I did host a giveaway on mine one time, and that was when it first came out. And I didn't have a big following there, but you know what? It's brand new. But I would love to see more of your projects posted there if you guys could connect with me that way. So I try to put something like that in my videos and in my comments. Okay, number 13. This is super, super important. Don't share personal information online. Okay, you all know what can happen. There are scammers, there are bad people, there are people who will try to find you, there are people who will try to steal things from you or scam you out of money or different things. So super, super important. Do not share your personal information if you can all possible help that. I do know that some of the YouTube channels who try to teach YouTubers what to do, they say not even to share your email. But I have multiple email addresses, so I do have one that I share, but the other ones I do keep personal. Yeah, so remember, anything you say or post online is forever, okay? Be super careful about what you do and say. Try not to be offensive, and I know there's some people that there's no way around it. Whatever you do or say, they're just not going to like you, and whatever you do is going to be offensive. But do your best not to be offensive. And above all, try to be kind and truthful as much as possible, if not all the time. Okay, number 14. Okay, try your best to give credit when credit is due. I try. Sometimes I forget where I've gotten an idea or I saw a project, but if at all possible, when I am doing something, I try to give the original creator the credit. It is very, very important to just drop their name or their channel name if you can, and don't make it out like it's your original idea. At least say, I got this idea from a channel, but I can't remember who it is. It's really, really important. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. So give credit where credit's due. And the last thing I'm going to say before I go is enjoy your new friends, support each other, and be grateful for everything that you are learning, new skills, not just for creating content, but for your skills in your craft, okay? Because we do learn new techniques from watching others, and that's one of the big things that I like about social media is learning new techniques and new styles and ideas that I never would have thought of. And so please be sure to enjoy learning all of those things and and your new friends. I mean, I made so many, and I could list a gazillion here, but I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is tag a few of my friends. Just a few. I don't want to do too many because I don't want to obligate people. And if you can't do it, just let me know that you're not going to be able to do it. I totally understand. Kim actually tagged me almost a month ago, but because I was busy with projects and work and preparing to go on this trip, I just could not get it done. So my husband, like I said, is off on a very long hike. He's going to be gone for about 3 hours. So this was a good time for me to take care of this business and put something on my channel too. So that was good. So I am going to tag Diana from Diana Loves Colors. I'm going to tag Leanna from It's a Deal. I'm going to tag Laura from Laura's Plans and Crafts. Lori from It's Inspired. And let me think of one more. Who do I want to tag? Oh, there's so many people out there. How about Soleil? Yeah, I think I'll tag Soleil. So yeah, there you go. Oh, and how about Poochie from Poochie Tats? Yeah, that'd be a great one too. I think that would be super fun. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye from Sequoia National Park, and just let you guys know I was in not Yellowstone. We started out our trip in Yosemite, and we were there for a number of days. Then we came over to where we're at now. We were here in Sequoia for a few days, and then we spent a day or two over in Kings Canyon, and that was absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to try to post a few videos of some of the mountains over there and some other things when I get a chance to put something together. And then we thought we would take our last day before we head back to the city, back over here in where am I? I forget, Sequoia. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. We've been gone a long time, and I am looking forward to going home, but I'm not looking forward to going home because I know that Kiki won't be there. And I'm not going to say anything more about that because I don't want to ruin the rest of my day. So anyway, have a great day, crafty peeps. I hope you enjoyed this little inspirational, I guess it is, walk through YouTube, and I'll catch you on the next crafty video. See you later, crafty peeps. Bye.